I never imagined my life would take this turn. For 6 years, I played the role of the perfect wife, loyal, patient, understanding. But love? That had left my marriage long ago. My husband, Rohan, no longer looked at me the way he once did. His words were sharp, his touch absent. Late nights at work became the norm, and when he was home, he was a ghost, present in body but never in spirit. I tried to convince myself that this was normal, that love fades, that marriages settle into routine. But deep down, I knew Rohan didn't love me anymore. Maybe he never had. And then there was Aryan. He had been our driver for 2 years. A quiet man, always composed, always watching. I never really noticed him before. But as my loneliness grew, so did my awareness of him. It started with stolen glances in the rearview mirror. His dark, steady eyes held something I couldn't quite decipher. Understanding, maybe? A quiet concern? Then came the small moments. The way his fingers lingered a second too long when he handed me something. The way he opened the car door so gently, as if I were something fragile, something precious. One evening, as I sat in the back seat, staring out at the city lights, he spoke. "Ma'am, are you okay?" It was a simple question, but it shattered something inside me. I hesitated, then whispered, "No." That was the beginning. Slowly, I found myself talking to him, confiding in him in ways I never had with Rohan. He listened. He never judged, never offered empty words, just quiet understanding. And then, one night, everything changed. After yet another argument with Rohan, I stormed out of the house, tears burning my eyes. I didn't know where to go, but I knew I couldn't stay. "Aryan, drive," I said, sliding into the car. He glanced at me in the mirror, concern flickering across his face. "Where to?" "Anywhere." He didn't question me. The car hummed to life, and we drove in silence. After a while, he pulled over near a secluded lake. The water shimmered under the moonlight, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like I could breathe. I stepped out, wrapping my arms around myself. Aryan followed, standing a few steps behind me. "You don't have to pretend," he said softly. I turned to face him. "Pretend what?" "That you're happy." His words hit me like a punch to the gut. Tears welled in my eyes. "I don't know how to leave him," I admitted. "You don't have to do it alone," he murmured. There was something in his voice, something raw and unspoken. Before I could think, before I could stop myself, I reached out and touched his hand. He stiffened, but he didn't pull away. I looked up at him, my heart pounding. "Do you ever feel trapped?" His jaw tightened. "Every day." And then, suddenly, we weren't just two people standing by a lake. We were two souls, broken and longing. I leaned in, and he did too. The moment our lips met, the world faded away. His kiss was tender, hesitant, until it wasn't. Years of loneliness, of silence, of unspoken words melted into that moment. I knew then, I couldn't go back. I didn't love my husband anymore. Maybe I never had. Leaving Rohan wasn't easy. He fought, not because he loved me, but because his pride wouldn't let me go so easily. He threatened, he begged, he even accused me of betrayal. But I stood firm. For the first time in my life, I chose myself. I chose love. I chose Aryan. And now, as I sit in the passenger seat of a car, not as his employer, but as his love, I finally feel free. Aryan reaches over, his fingers brushing mine. I turn to him, smiling. "Where to?" he asks, a teasing glint in his eyes. "Anywhere," I whisper, because for the first time, anywhere feels like home.